What I want to do in this video is walk through a claim that was made very publicly and then compare it directly with the underlying data.
They sell them to the stupid people that buy them, but they don't use them themselves. They put up a couple of big wind farms, but they don't use them. They just put them up to show people.
At the World Economic Forum just the other day in Davos in Europe, Donald Trump claimed that China is too smart, quote, to use wind power, and that it has no wind farms of its own, and that it only manufactures wind turbines to sell to other countries to, quote, stupid people.
Stupid people buy them.
I've literally seen them with my own eyes in person. So I know they're real, and I know that they do spin, and there are lots of them. But once you look at the data, his argument basically just falls apart very, very quickly. So let's start with installed capacity, because this is the easiest place, I think, to really anchor in a little bit of reality. By the end of 2024, China had installed just over 520 gigawatts of wind power capacity, and that includes both onshore and offshore wind. To put that number into context, the United States sits roughly at 150 gigawatts, and the entire European Union combined is 240 gigawatts. China alone has more wind capacity than the US and Europe combined. So this isn't theoretically, theoretical capacity either. These are grid-connected operating wind farms spread across, I think you've got Inner Mongolia, a place called Gansu, Xinjiang, coastal areas of Jiangsu, I think you call it, Guangdong, very big place, and increasingly offshore in the South China Sea, which I've also seen that too. China is not experimenting with wind power. It is industrializing it at big scale very, very quickly. Now let's move from capacity to actual electricity generation, which matters quite a lot more, I think, the net gain from all their efforts. In 2024, China generated around 990 terawatt hours of electricity from wind alone. That represents about 10% of China's total electricity production. Again, context matters here. So the entire United Kingdom generates roughly 285 to 300 terawatt hours per year from all sources combined: gas, nuclear, wind, solar, and I don't know, tiers of squirrels, everything. So China's wind turbines alone produced more than 3 times that. So the claim that China doesn't use wind power simply is not compatible with the numbers. It's imponderable, really. You can't really think about that and reconcile it. So another useful lens is global momentum and where it's come from and going to. In 2024, over 65% of all new wind capacity added globally, worldwide. In 2024, over 65% of all new wind capacity added worldwide was built in China. And that means nearly 2/3 of every new wind turbine connected to a grid anywhere on Earth last year was actually added and installed inside China. This is not a country dabbling at the margins. This is a country taking it seriously. It is the center of gravity of the global wind industry. So let's talk about what has changed since then. Of course, we're in 2026 now. We're not in 2024 anymore, and the story didn't end there. By mid-2025, 6 or 7 months ago, China's installed wind capacity has already crossed 560 gigawatts. That is an increase of about 40 gigawatts in 6 months. At that pace, China is effectively adding a mid-sized European country's entire wind fleet every single year. Wind generation is rising in parallel based on grid dispatch, provincial reporting. China is on track to produce between 1,050 and 1,100 terawatt hours of wind electricity in 2025. We don't have the data yet, so I can't confirm that. That would push wind toward 11%, 11.5% of national electricity supply in China, even as total electricity demand continues to grow. So therefore, that number makes more it's more important. And that growth is the key point many people are missing. China is not just adding renewables; it's adding them on top of an expanding, fairly quickly expanding an economy. In GDP terms, China has been adding the equivalent of an entire Germany to its economy every couple of years. Yet wind and solar are still increasing their share of the power mix despite that growth. So storage and grid scale matters here as well, quite a lot. China now operates over 40 gigawatts of grid scale battery storage alongside the world's largest pumped hydro system. It is huge. I've never been. I'd love to go. I have seen some things on this. Guy Martin in the UK, he went to it and did a documentary. That means wind power is not just being generated, it is increasingly being integrated as well and buffered and dispatched in ways that large grids require, really. To give a sense of just how large China's energy system is, it is worth looking at the Three Gorges Dam. The dam alone has an installed capacity of 22.5 gigawatts, roughly equivalent to about 15 large nuclear reactors running at the same time. It generates around 90 to 100 terawatt hours of electricity per year, depending on rainfall. That is close to a third of the United Kingdom's entire annual electricity consumption coming from one single site. So the reservoir stretches more than 600 kilometres and holds around 39 billion cubic metres of water, which is about this much, roughly. And representing tens of terawatt hours of stored energy in gravitational form, far more than all grid-scale batteries currently operating worldwide combined. What is happening in China is jaw-dropping, really. I don't think there are words in the English language to really explain it, which is lucky they speak Chinese, I should imagine. This kind of scale matters just because it shows that China isn't just adding wind and solar capacity. It is building the underlying system, generation, storage, grid infrastructure as well, all needed to operate an energy network at continental size and something of this nature as well. So when you put all of this together, a clear picture emerges. China is the world's largest manufacturer of wind turbines, the world's largest installer of wind capacity, and the world's largest producer of wind electricity. It uses wind power domestically at scale that exceeds the entire electricity systems of most developed countries combined. None of this requires praise or criticism to acknowledge. I think we can acknowledge it reasonably. It is simply a matter of numbers, so you can't really delete the data, really. You can question the data. A lot of people do say data comes from China, question it heavily. And a lot of people have. A lot of academics have actually researched this and done a lot of studies on it. The takeaway here is not political at all. It is simply analytical. If we're going to talk seriously about energy systems or industrial strategy or climate policy, then we have to start from reality. That is the only place to start. You need to know, the raw data, strip things back down to the raw data and work from the very core pillars of information that you have. China built the largest wind power system the world has ever seen. It's still building it faster than anyone else year on year. It's a fascinating thing. Also, can I just say thank you so much to these people for supporting independent journalism. I really appreciate it. I put my heart into my work, really. And I've been seeing a lot of people joining this last week, for example. I just want to say thank you very much. Genuinely, really, really chuffed with that. That's really already made me a year, and we're only not even the end of January. So thank you very much. That is the data. And thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely afternoon.
What they could look like. They don't spin, they don't do anything. They use a thing called coal, mostly. But China goes with the coal, they go with oil and gas. They're starting to look at nuclear a little bit. And they're doing just fine. They make a fortune selling the windmills, though. And I think really that's one that they wouldn't be surprised if it stopped. They are shocked that it continues to go. They're very friendly with me. They're shocked that people continue to buy those damn things. They killed the birds. They ruin your landscapes. Other than that, I think they're fabulous, by the way.